Good day, Ma'am Ina. So today we are going to tackle about organism and population. So before we proceed to our assigned topic, allow us to introduce ourselves. So I am Mary Christy Alabata and my groupmates will introduce themselves later on. What is organism? An organism is any individual living thing. It can be a plant, an animal, a fungus, a bacterium, or even a human being. Organisms can survive on their own and carry out basic life processes such as eating, breathing, growing, and reproducing. So, an organism is any single living thing. This includes plants, animals, fungi, bacteria, and humans. Each organism can do important life activities like eating, breathing, growing, and having babies, reproducing on its own. So, an example of this is a carabao. So, that's the organism.
Good morning, class. Today I will discuss to you the characteristics that define living organisms. What are living organisms? Living organisms are not just random features, they are interconnected aspects that work together to maintain life. So, first we have the organization. Organization living things are highly organized, from atoms to cells to tissues, organs, and organ systems. Organization living things exhibit a remarkable level of organization, from the smallest atoms to complex to organ systems. Consider the human body. Individual cells specialize to form tissues. Tissues combine to create organs, and organs work together as organ system, all contributing to the organism's overall function. Next, we got metabolism. The sum of all chemical processes in an organism include anabolism and catabolism. This encompasses all the chemical riches within an organism, like for example, plants. Plants use photosynthesis to convert sunlight into energy. This energy fuels their growth and other life functions. Next is growth and development, increase in size and complexity over time. Growth and development are essential characteristics, like a seed, for instance, germinates, grows into a seedling, and then eventually matures into a fully grown plant, a clear demonstration of this process. Next is adaptation, inheritable traits that enhance survival and reproduction. Adaptation allows organisms to survive and reproduce in their environments. Like, for example, a chameleon. Its ability to change color provides camouflage, enhancing its survival chances by helping it avoid predators. Next is response to stimuli, reaction to change in the environment. Living organisms also respond to stimuli, like a Venus flytrap, or like a carnivorous plant. Demonstrate this beautifully. When an insect touch its sensitive trigger hairs, so it trap and snaps shut, capturing its prey. Next is reproduction, the ability to produce offspring, ensuring the continuation of the species. So it ensures the continuation of a species like birds. For example, it reproduces sexually, laying eggs that hatch into offspring. Last is the homeostasis, maintaining a stable internal environment despite external changes. So, its stable internal environment, like for example, human, a sweat to regulate their body temperature, maintaining a stable internal temperature even in hot conditions. So, in conclusion, these seven characteristics, the organization, metabolism, growth and development, adaptation, response to stimuli, reproduction, and homeostasis, are fundamental to life, that they are interconnected and essential to survive and continuation to all living organisms. And that's all for my topic.
What is population? A population is a group of organisms of the same species living in the same area at the same time. These organisms interact, reproduce, and often compete for resources like food, water, and space. A population is a group of the same kind of organism living in the same place at the same time. These organisms often interact with each other, have babies, and may compete for things like food, water, or space. For example, a group of carabaos living in one rice field in a barangay is a population. They may share the same food, source, and compete for spaces or mates. So that's the population.
Day to you, Ma'am Ina. I am Alice Colby Sebastian, and today I will be discussing the factors affecting population. So, population growth is influenced by several key factors, which are the birth rate, death rate, and immigration. So, these factors, particularly birth and death rates, determine the natural population change. Additionally, immigration and emigration also contribute to a population change. First, we have the birth rate. The number of births per 1,000 people in a population within a year. A higher birth rate generally leads to a larger population. Example, country A has a high birth rate of 35. So this means 35 babies are born per 1,000 people each year, leading to a rapid population growth. So country B has a low birth rate of 10%, 10, resulting in a slow population growth. So next is death rate. So the number of deaths per 1,000 people in a population within a year. Lower death rates, often due to advancement in healthcare and living standard, can lead to a greater population growth. So for example, a country with a improved healthcare might have a low death rate of 5, indicating a healthy population and contributing the population growth. A country facing a famine or disease might have a high death rate of 20, leading to population decline. So next is immigration. The movement of people into immigration or out of the emigration, a particularly region immigration increase population size, while emigration decrease it. So for example, many people, let's say 20,000 move to the city for jobs, but only a few 5,000 moves away. The city got 15,000 more people. So if more people live in a town than move in, the town gets smaller. So now let's proceed to the factors influencing population. First is fertility rate. So the average number of children a woman is expected to have her lifetime. For example, a fertility rate 21 means on average each woman has just over 2 children. So next is life expectancy. So the average of number of years a person expected to live. So for example, a life expectancy of 75 years. So people on average live to 75. So next is infant mortality rate. So the number of infant deaths per 1,000 live births. So example, an infant mortality rate of 10 means 10 babies out of the 100 die before their birthday. So next is age structure of the population. So a young population with a many individuals in the childbearing years in likely to have a higher birth rate and thus fast population growth. So for example, a country with a many young people will likely to have a higher birth rate than one with mostly older people. So lastly is environmental factors. So food availability, water access, and climate can also influence population size distribution. So for example, A dry spell reduces food supplies, causing population decline or migration to another. That's all. Thank you.
Population ecology is crucial for understanding how organisms interact with their environment, impacting everything from individual species to entire ecosystem. Here are some importance of population in ecosystem. First is the conservation and biodiversity population. Ecology helps scientists assess the health and viability of species, especially endangered ones, by studying the factors like birth and death rates, migration, and breeding behavior. Like for example, tracking giant panda population help assess habitat needs and breeding access for recovery programs. Second is resource management. Understanding population dynamic is crucial for managing resources sustainably, such as fisheries, forests, and other natural resources. Population models can help determine the optimal harvesting rates and strategies to maximize yield while preventing overexploitation. Like for example, resource management fisheries use population models to set catch limits, code quotas to prevent collapse. Next is the ecosystem functioning. Population play a vital role in shaping ecosystem processes. The interaction between population, such as predation, competition, and symbiosis, influence the structure and function of entire ecosystem. Like for example, ecosystem balance wolves in Yellowstone, control deer population, preventing overgrazing and boosting plant diversity. Fourth is the human impacts. Population ecology help us understand the consequences of human activities on natural ecosystems. By studying how population respond to factors like habitat destruction, pollution, and climate change, we can make informed decisions to minimize our ecological footprint and promote sustainability. Like for example, human impact, the coral reefs decline from ocean warning show how climate change disrupt marine. Fifth is the evolution and adaptation. Population ecology studies forces that affect the life and death of individuals within a population, including genetic variation and natural selection. This knowledge is essential for understanding how species adapt their environment and evolve over time. Like for example, pepper moths in industrial areas evolve darker colors to avoid predators, demonstrating natural selection. Last is human health. Understanding population dynamics is also important for studying human health, particularly in relation to infectious diseases. Population models can help predict disease outbreaks, identify high-risk populations, and inform public health intervention. Like for example, mosquitoes population studies predict malaria outbreaks, guiding insecticide use and bed net distribution.
Organisms are individual living things characterized by organization, metabolism, growth, adaptation, responses to stimuli, and reproduction. A population is a group of organisms of the same species living in the same area, whose size is influenced by factors like birth rate, death rate, immigration, and immigration. Populations are crucial to ecosystem, contributing to biodiversity, nutrient cycling, and overall ecosystem stability.